Hey guys, I am DM Zone. This is Gamers Oasis. We're going to do another Patreon video for you guys. Okay, so this one here is going to be about Edith Leofrick. Leofrick is a last name. It's a very common, popular name, kind of like Tiller. This one I did roll randomly, so there will be a lot of Leofricks that are going to be for the most part related, but they don't necessarily have the same dynasty type of nature to their last name. Edith is my female in this group. I rolled when I made the characters, and I ended up with one female. And she is actually the strongest character of the group, so that's interesting too. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get into where she's from and what her personality is. Okay, guys, if you haven't seen my first video with Stigeth, go ahead and watch that, and you understand what all this is over here with the Edith and Anathemathus. And then we have phobias down here, which we'll get into later when I'm doing the gloves on, like origin adventure, to kind of build the personality or round it out, shall we say. This is not part of the original Dungeons & Dragons. This is something that I've kind of done that's sort of the 50 years of polish. This is also my own thing. We'll go from there. Okay, so 4, 5, and 6 is going to be positive. I have 4 different categories. First category is going to be social. So we have a 6, and we're doing a number 6 on the social positive one. Loquacious and cultured. Look at the spelling of that. Loquacious is not a word I spell very often. See, I've already got a misspelling. It has an S, it's just not there. Okay, this is the positive. Next one is a 3, so it's going to be a negative mental trait with a 6. Alright, it's going to be another dogmatic and fixed. Okay, next one's going to be a physical positive one, and number 1, which would be attractive and cute. Wow, that's ironic. The woman who's built with an 1852 strength ends up being attractive and cute. Somehow, she manages to balance all those muscles and appearance all in the same package, which is impressive. We're going to have a negative number 3. She is careless or self-indulgent. So maybe she's very fond of herself, which personally for me would be hard to be around. All right, now let's find out where she's at. So she comes from 6. 6 is from Brigton's Rest. So we now have 2 from Brigton's Rest. So Stigeth and her will both be from Brigton's Rest. That means that they will know each other and have some sort of interaction with each other. So what that means is that when I build their story, their personalities, they will either like or dislike each other. They will have some sort of rivalry maybe, or, you know, maybe she keeps beating him in arm wrestling contests because she's stronger. They'll know each other's family, this type of thing. All things to build sort of a better personality or group is the whole plan. Okay, so the next thing will be the adventure. Okay, guys, so now we're going to get to the personal section for Edith. Edith is the human female fighter who's like 34 to 38 years of old. Is a mother, actually has a son or a daughter that's a guard. We haven't determined that yet. We'll go ahead and see what type of personality she has. So far, I've done Osgard and Stigeth. If you've seen the rest of the Patreon videos, you'll see how those have turned out. Hopefully, Edith will be more successful than the other two have been so far. Okay. All right, going to my little binder adventure. I'm going to pull out the Edith here. So what has Edith got going on? Edith is loquacious or cultured for her social things. She has a negative mental. She's either dogmatic or fixed, kind of like Stigeth is, so they're similar in that way. She's either attractive or cute for the physical side of things. I'm going to go ahead and say she's not cute. She's 34, she's 38. I just don't see that. I just think she's attractive. She has that womanly attractiveness about her. And then for her spiritual, she's either careless or self-indulgent. Now let's just see how this kind of plays out a little bit, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here is the mind map. There's an ogre on the bridge. Is she going to favor the fortune, or is she going to go more towards luck? The question is, will she charge the ogre? Well, she just goes straight fight. She is a fighter. She is very strong. She has a potential to kill that ogre outright, quickly. No, she is not going to go the Sonya or the Conan route. She's going to go more of a tactical route at least. And that's not like a heck no. Like this would be, like that would be a heck no where she go the luck side of things. This is sort of an in-between. So, is she going to try and cross the river and get across to the other side by swimming across? No. Well, it's kind of close. I would say there's more to that. I'm going to say if it's no, I'm going to see here. Would she cross downstream so she didn't float past the ogre? Maybe. So maybe if she had some way to do it, to secure herself, she would do it. Is she willing to try and bribe the ogre? No, that's absolutely not. She is not facing that ogre. She has no desire to face that ogre. Is she going to try and lure the ogre somehow off of the bridge? No. Well, maybe. So we're getting a lot of malaise here. Let's see here. Well, Osgard used the campfire. Can she think of a way with her 11 intelligence to lure him off of that? Not necessarily the same way. No, she is not smart enough to think of a way to get the ogre off of there. So she's having a problem thinking of a way to get the ogre off of there. She's a human of moderate intelligence. She doesn't have a whole lot of bonus languages yet. So what else could she do here? Could she try and scare the ogre? Not really interested in that either. Okay, so I'm getting a kind of a really just I'm getting kind of like from the dice that whatever's on the other side is not worth the struggle. Is it worth risking the maiden to go way around and take the next bridge? No, she knows that. So what could I do? I'm kind of at a crossroads. Maybe she'll go up the river, throw something across like a grappling hook. She has that. And try and tie off to that. Okay, so that's what she's going to do. I'm going to give her a to hit roll. We're going to say it's an AC of 8. It's the same as a shield on a non-armor subject. She scored an 11. She also has, by the way, a +3, so that is easily a hit. Luck for it to be secure. We are lucky, and I give a little +3 for the luck there because she's really able to steer it. Now let's give her a strength check to cross the river. And even with a 17, we are good because she has an 18, thankfully. So she struggles, mostly because she probably forgot to take off her armor. But she gets across the bridge from the ogre, doesn't have to fight it, so that is good. She gets to the camp. She gets to the other side. Can she figure out a way to get to where the orcs are? She is a mother of a guard. I never actually determined what her job was. I realized this afterwards. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. Is she a crafter? Does she work in the inn or the rest home type of place? Okay, so she works over there. So in as a waitress? No. As a cook? Yes. So she is a cook at the end. As well as being a mother of a guard. Okay, so probably doesn't have any tracking abilities, but let's go ahead and do a disadvantage. Actually, we are successful. So she does have, for whatever reason in her past, the ability to track. So let's give her a wisdom roll. She rolled a 16. She does not have a 16. But she does have a 14, so that is not a terrible miss. So let's give her a chance to find out that she's lost. Does she know that she's not necessarily lost? Let's give her a D6 to see if she gets lost. She gets lost, so now we have a real problem. Can she find her way back? No. Can she find her way to the, well, I wouldn't say. She finds the river and knows which way to go. Does she find the river? Yes, okay. So she loses half a day. That could affect the maiden. She gets back to the river, knows which direction to go, comes back to the road. This time, again, she's going to go ahead and try and find the orc's tracks. This time she is successful. She just went the wrong direction. She gets to the cave and she sees that there are 2 orcs with spears guarding the cave entrance. Does she choose to fight? It is just 2 orcs. Yes, she chooses to fight. She's going to... Does she just unleash a battle roar and go? No. So she's going to apparently try and get close and to then surprise them. Yes, try and surprise them with a white being yes. Yes. All right. Going to give her a dexterity check. Dex is an 8. So she fails to surprise the orcs and it goes directly into initiative. I'm not even going to roll a surprise check for the orcs. She's not surprised because she knows it. I'm going to give each one, purple is orc, a d6 roll. They actually both are armed with spears because that is what she used. The orcs go first in melee. The first orc, okay, she is wearing plate mail and a shield, which means that the spear needs a 12 to hit. So she is really proficient at taking these guys out if they don't kill her. First one misses, second one misses. Okay, so she is swiped at twice and they do not get her. She's going to come back and go back into them. She rolled a 7. They're wearing leather. Spear versus leather needs an 8. However, she gets +3 from strength, so that hits. I'm going to stop rolling these because I'm seeing I'm leaving all these little red marks on here, which means I'm destroying my dice at the same time, which is kind of sad. So the first one is going to go ahead and take 5 points of damage. Orcs have 1 hit dice. That one had 4 hit points, and it dies. So she runs that orc through, stabbing it against the wall, crumpling the rocks and earth behind it, and drops the orc off of the weapon. This is going to be the morale save for the other one, as this very large, obviously proficient, fully plate mailed up fighter comes up and just skewers his friend. 8 is enough for the orc to decide to hightail out of it, and he's going to run. So because she fought the orc, she evades the trap. Goes in there. There is a leader. He's a bigger orc. And he is wearing a chainmail and a shield. Is he alerted to the combat sounds outside? I'm going to give this a 2d6 roll. High is good for Edith, low is bad. So this is kind of in between. I'm going to have it drop to just a wisdom check. Above his wisdom for sure. He doesn't have a 13 wisdom. So he is unaware of Edith's entry into the cave. Edith's going to know about him because he's going to have torches for the maidens in particular, and he is probably talking to the maiden, probably saying cruel and unusual things to her. Let's see if it is too late. On 2d6, hoping for high. We'll say that he has injured the maiden, but he has not killed her, and that she can still be saved at this point in time. Does he choose to just rush the orc leader, or does she choose to do some other tactic? She chooses not just to rush him. He is wearing better armor. She knows she's going to need more to hit him, and he's bigger and looks stronger. Is she going to try and bribe him? She's on the fence on that. Is she going to try and scare him? Maybe like throw the head of the first orc into the room and tell him to run? Yes. All right, so she goes over, cuts the head off of the first orc, and cuts off one of the hands, or both the hands off of that orc. And from where he cannot see her, she takes the head and she throws it into the room, having it roll across the room. I'm going to give it a strength check to see how impressive it was. That is definitely a good roll. And then she steps into the room and announces herself, leave now and keep your head, or maybe your hands. And she'll toss both the hands onto the floor. Now, mind you, she's a large woman with obviously big muscles and plate mail, and a bloody spear. Does the orc leader decide it's not? This isn't the fight he wants. I'm going to say it's going to be a charisma check on her part. Rolled an 8. Her charisma is a 7, so no, and it will lead directly into a fight. Purple is the leader. Leader gets to go first. He is going at her with a sword. Rolled an 8. She has plate mail and shield, sword. He needs an 11. He rolled an 8. I'm giving that guy a +1 on the dice for strength. That is not enough. She's going to go back into him. She rolled a 9 + 3 is going to be 12, which is plenty. It's going to be a d6 + 3. Does 7 points of damage. Does this orc leader have 7 hit points? He has 8. So it's going to go to the next round. Roll initiative. That's going to be cocked. She goes first. She stabs him again with the spear. That is going to be a 4 plus 3 is 7 against chainmail and shield. She needs a 10, so she misses. He's going to go back into her. He got a 9, and he gets +1 for 10, but I think he needs an 11. Yes. Wow, he needs an 11. So one more round into the combat. She goes first. That is 5 plus 3 is 8, and I think that's what she needs. No, she needs a 10. Hit attack back. That's going to be a 9, an 8 plus 1 is 9. So again, we're going to go into the third round of combat back and forth. She goes first this time. This time she gets a 9 plus 3 is going to be 12. That easily hits. She's going to do 5 more points of damage. He had a single hit point left. This means that she absolutely guts him with the spear. She runs it from end to end, basically to her hand, and then she reaches beyond him and pulls it out the other side. And the orc leader falls to the ground, a bloody heap. Okay. The maiden is then untied and rescued. Is she grateful, or does she think maybe you should have been here sooner? She is grateful either way. I'm going to give her a charisma check. She fumbles it by 1. Not terrible. Now the question is, will she go for the loot, or will she just take the win and leave? Purple is leaves. She just takes the win and leaves. Okay, so Edith rescues no reward, no bonus. Was hit. No, was not hit. All right, well, we'll go ahead and see what that means here in a minute. So Edith is the first one to succeed. She did it in a very non-Sonya way. And I'll be right back with what that means. Okay, guys, so this is the last part for Edith. As you saw, she actually made it through. She did take the sort of the safe way. She didn't put a lot more risk into it. As an older person with a child, I could see that being probably more of a thing. I also see that as she saved someone, so she wanted to get out of there. Out of the ones that she had rolled for personality traits, I ended up going with cultured, dogmatic, attractive, because I don't really see someone of her status being cute. She is a little bit careless. I saw that too as I was running her through the personality gauntlet funnel, whatever we're going to call this. So yeah, anyways, so she didn't get any scars, she didn't get any extra bonus, whatever, but she did get an anathema. That would be she will not let anyone hurt a child. That's going to be her thing. She's going to have that motherly trait to her, shall we say. And her edict is that she will always do the hard work. So if there's 2 ways to go, one's harder than the other, but probably gives slightly better results, she's going to do the harder work. That comes from she spent the last 20 years, probably 25 years, working hard to get the things that she has. So she has that harder work ethic than some of the other ones. Anyways, guys, so got a little bit of maturity in this group now. We'll have to see how this works out. I hope she does really well. I look forward to seeing her at the more epic levels, per se. I think it'd be really cool. If you guys want to see more videos like this, check me out over at the Let's Plays, so the actual plays, we're going to call it, over on DM Zone on YouTube, or look for the next video over here on Patreon. All right, guys, have a great day.